On a
So,
second. Okay, good.
okay, it's like our own little CNN or
Yeah, 5, 4.
depending on what you choose. Anyway, we're really happy that everybody's been able to join us. Whoever is able to watch us right now, welcome. This is the first time we've done this, and so we're all a little nervous. I'm going to own my nervousness. I'm a little nervous, but luckily, you're actually not going to see much of me. Well, you'll see me, but you won't hear me too much. We're really going to hopefully open up opportunity for the rest of the team to just answer some questions, and we'll, I think, have some time for Q&A and a little in the chat box on our YouTube channel in a bit. So my name is Maya Cardenas. I'm our Associate Dean of Student Services, and under that responsibility means student life, outreach, and judicial affairs fall under my oversight. And yeah, this is our student life team here along with outreach. So with that, I will hand it over to our awesome student activities advisor, Jose Hernandez.
Awesome. Thank you, Maya. Hi, everyone. I'm curious to know who's online right now. So if you're comfortable sharing like your name, department in the chat, we definitely want to engage with you in that way. Say hi. And like Maya mentioned, we'll, so once we finish going through some questions, we're happy to take some from the chat. But with that, I'll get us started. Hi again. Thank you for joining us on this live stream, first ever SLDP live stream. So what I kind of want to do is, I know you've probably seen us around campus, we're probably familiar, but if we're not, I thought this would be a great opportunity to just ask each of us some questions. You'll learn a little bit about us, and we also hope to learn a little bit about you, and even just learn about each other as well, because I think this is a really great space to do that. So I'll go ahead and kick us off with the first question. So I'll answer the first question and then ask each of my colleagues that same question. So with that, since I don't know any of these people, so I will start with an introduction question. And that was a joke, by the way, that's okay. So my name's Jose Hernandez. So first question is, so tell me your name, where were you born, and what is your role at MSJC, and what do you love most about your role? So my name is Jose Hernandez. I was born in the beautiful city of Hemet. I actually lived in Hemet most of my life. I went through K-12 through the Hemet Unified School District, so I've been to all the local schools in the area. Any students or faculty staff that used to attend West Valley or worked at West Valley, shout out to West Valley, go Mustangs. And I am a student life and development specialist, student activity coordinator out of the Menifee campus. So one of my main roles is to really interact and engage with our student government students, our clubs on campus, and within that interaction, it's just really emphasizing the idea of student life, and emphasizing that idea. Not just having student life in the classrooms, but also outside of it, right? And that can look in a lot of ways of us just working with each other to have events on campus, host workshops, just engage, right? And build that community. So I'd say that's actually one of my favorite parts of this, of what I do is having that awesome opportunity to build that community, engage with our students. And I think now in the situation that we're in, just having that creativity to expand on that, right? And and go virtual. So I'd say that's one of my favorite things about my role. So I'll ask that same question to whoever would like to answer. So tell us your name, where were you born, and what is your role at MSJC, and what do you enjoy most about your role? So whoever wants to go first.
I'll go. So my name is Deja. My role at MSJC, I work in the student life department. I'm the clerical, the front desk in the student life and development office. And I also work with the director of judicial affairs. What I like, you said where I was born also, right?
Yeah.
I was born in Bakersfield, such a disgusting place. I'm just, it's really humid out there and hot. That's why it's just really unbearable. But I was born in Bakersfield, but raised in SoCal. I went to high school out here. I went to Hemet High. I've lived in Hemet for 16 years, I believe. So I guess I'm kind of from here. But my favorite thing about working in our department or at MSJC is because I'm a student as well. I'm I'm a single mother, and I started and I struggled, and I know there's a lot of students that are going through the same thing, but I had a lot of great, fantastic people to help me along the way. So I just kind of took those tools and everything that I learned, and I implement them, with what I do on a daily basis. So when students need help or they're in need, it's just a really, it's a sensitive spot for me. And I want to make it as easy as possible, and just to let them know to just keep pushing. It's not hard. There's tons of resources. I'm very resourceful. So that's what I like to do. I like to just, kind of put people at ease and to let them know that they can do it too, no matter the situation. It might be a little hard, but there's tons of resources and people like our department that are here to help them.
Awesome. Thanks, Asia.
So I can go next. Oh, sorry, Lupe. I'll go. Okay, so my name is Suzanne Ortega. I am the Special Programs Assistant in Student Life. I was born in Bellflower, California, so a little ways away in LA County. I grew up in Whittier, attended school, elementary and high school in that area, and then lived there until about 3 years ago when I moved. I got this great opportunity to come work at MSJC and moved me and my family out here to Menifee. Well, Menifee now, Marietta before. And I was given the chance to work at a great college and meet all of you students and all of my colleagues here. So that was definitely a great opportunity for me. The thing that I like most about working at MSJC is working with all you wonderful students, building those relationships, transforming lives, every day. You never know. The little thing that you say to a student could change their whole outlook on school, on their future. So we do really have a great opportunity to help out students in ways that we may not even notice. And I've had students come back to me a year later saying, what you told me was so great, and I didn't know that I could do it, but I was able to. So it's really great to hear those great stories from all of you guys, and I really hope that we're able to impact you in a positive way, and working with all of you definitely brings joy to my life.
Oh, thanks, Suzanne.
Mm-hmm. I hope I answered all the questions.
Yes, you did.
I'll go next. So my name is Guadalupe Valdivia, short for Lupe. I was born in Orange, and I grew up in the foster system. So technically, in my heart, I'm from the Inland Empire because I spend a lot of time in Riverside County and San Bernardino County. The thing that I like most about working at MSJC is really interacting with the students. I really relate to them. They come from the same background, a lot of the demographics, and even like the kind of like smelling the cows, like it really reminds me of growing up in Norco when I was living with my biological father. So it really helped me feel like at home, coming back to that campus, to that type of community. Another thing I really like about working at MSJC is that part of my educational background is that I really focus on building healthy relationships for students, and also helping them engage in meaningful activities, because those relationships and those activities together, they create something called academic resiliency and academic buoyancy. So the more that you are involved in doing meaningful things within your college, it helps you actually cope better in classes, but it also creates a positive culture within your campus, and you feel more part of the college, and you're more likely to graduate. So that's one thing I really like. I really like hearing the students' stories. There was one more question, and I really enjoy working with my team. I have to say this is one of the best teams. First, in my early years, I did have one more team, earlier team, but I really think that the team that we have at MSJC and under Student Life and Outreach, we really click with each other and we understand the students, and we always go 100% plus to make sure that we're meeting the students' needs and we're focusing on their interests. I think I got all my questions, so whoever wants to go next.
Thanks, Lupe. So nice. Oh.
All right. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marisela Magaña. So I was born in Santa Ana, California, and then I migrated over to Paris, California with a single mother for affordable housing out in this area. So that's how I ended up on this side of town. And my position at MSJC is outreach coordinator. So I work mainly out of San Jacinto campus and the surrounding regions over on that end. And one of the best things about working in this position is helping students realize their true potential. And I feel like I'm very grateful for working at a community college where whoever is willing to put in the work and dedication to earn their education, they have that opportunity available to them. We have great student support services here at MSJC, and such as staff that we have here available, we have really supportive, compassionate individuals that will help students realize their true potential and achieve their dreams. So for me, education was one of the things that truly helped me transform my life, if you will. So I encourage any and all individuals who have that desire or that interest to pursue it, because I feel like it really does open up so many different opportunities for you in your life.
Yes, thanks, Marisela. Right.
Hi, I'm Beth Bowles, and I work in the outreach department as well. I'm not when I don't know what my title is, but we coordinate a lot. Yeah, we do a lot of coordinating. Anyway, I was born at UCLA Hospital. So, but I was raised and grew up in Tarzana, California. And I don't know, you know where that is? I'm a Valley girl. Okay. So totally from the Valley. And then I moved as a young adult to Calabasas and Westlake Village, and then the opposite way to Santa Monica, and then came to the Inland Empire. I don't know how I got here, but I've been here for a long time now and raised my family here. So I was able to buy a house here. That's why I couldn't buy one in Santa Monica. But anyway, it's been nice to raise my family where, like, similar to the San Fernando Valley, where there were still orchards of citrus and walnuts and, chickens and vacant lots, so there weren't too many dairies in the valley, but certainly we got the whiff of dairies here. Anyway, I love it mostly about MSJC is connecting with the public in the community. And it's not a hard sell, talking about the college and how great it is. So, and of course, the intrinsic values of being able to connect with students and letting them know they can do this, because I was that older student that had to go back to college later in life. So I love connecting with students of all ages, letting them know they can do this college thing. Thanks.
Thanks, Beth.
Hi, my name is Tina Worthington, and I am the Administrative Associate at Student Life. I was born in South Central LA. I guess me and Beth are rivals because I was born at USC Hospital. I love working at MSJC in the Student Life Department because I love to see the students so full of their journey in life, and to know that they have the whole world ahead of them. And I just hope to be there to encourage them. That is it.
Awesome. Thank you, Tina. Very nice. All right. So I want to jump on to a second question, pretty fun question to ask. So if you could be any animal in the world, which would you be and why? So I'll start off. I really think I would be a sloth, first of all. And before y'all judge me, right? Sloths are so cute and interesting animals. Fun fact, they can turn their head 360 degrees. So I feel like it'd be cool to do something like this, right? It may freak some people out, but that's okay. And I also love Flash in Zootopia. You guys remember that scene? Such a great scene. So yeah.
At this point, I'd be any type of bird, and I think we can guess why. But
well, not a penguin, right? Or a flamingo.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Something that can fly.
That's a good one. I don't know. I think I'd like to be a dog. They seem pretty scrappy and resourcely, and I've always thought myself that. And plus, most people like doggies, and they get lots of hugs and petting, and most dogs. You know, I would hope. I was raised with. We used to breed German shepherds, and so I just love doggies. And maybe if I was a dog, I'd get lots of love too.
They love unconditionally too.
Yes.
Best friend.
You're right.
All around.
I try to be that way for sure. Good thing to strive to.
So I can go. I think my favorite animal has always been an elephant. I've always had a fascination with elephants my whole life. I've collected them for as long as I can remember. So I would have to choose an elephant. They're powerful. They're a symbol of luck. So that's always good too. And they're just beautiful animals. So elephant.
I'll go next. So I'm a Taurus. I don't know if that's why I would want to choose a bull, as long as I'm not eaten. But I love cows. I think they're an adorable animal. And they're just super chill. They are loving. They're really sweet creatures. And so I'd probably say a bull to just roam free and carefree and, you know, have like my little horns. Just, I don't know. I just think bulls or cows, they're really adorable, so I'd probably choose that.
I could go next. I would also be a bird. The two reasons is because birds have the ability to fly, so they could come up and down, see the world in different perspective. And also too, because their eyesight, it's a lot more different. They see more colors, they see more shades. So to see the world in a 360 and see all the shades, I think it's a nice gift. So I would be a bird.
I think I'll go next. I will be a bear, because I always think that people think they're so intimidating, but they're really just really nurturing and caring for their cubs. So I think I will be a bear.
Nice. I think that's everyone. All right. So this is something we can all relate in our current situation. We all have that favorite snack. So favorite quarantine snack? Oof, I'll go first. And I'm specifically looking at Tina, Pirate Booty Cheese Puffs. So if y'all ever had Pirate Booty Cheese Puffs, the absolute best. Give me some love in the chat. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. So for sure, very addicting, better than Cheetos, for sure.
I agree with today. That's my favorite snack for quarantine and out of quarantine. It is the best.
I tried those because you were looking at those at the store when we went, and I couldn't. I wasn't having them. No.
Oh, it's okay. More for me. More for Tina and I.
Yeah, that's right. I should have brought you the bag. I think my daughter ate them though, so they weren't awful. But I think my favorite snack right now, and you guys are gonna totally judge me because I kind of judge myself. It's like a health food. They're these dried mushrooms, but they have pizza flavoring on them, and they're so good. And then they're kind of healthy. So that's
pizza flavored mushrooms, Beth.
Yeah.
Just eat the pizza, Beth.
I know, right? Just have a couple cheeseburgers, please.
Cheetos. I'm a Cheetos fan. Cheetos Puffs. That's it.
I've been doing a lot of chips and salsa, and I make my own salsa since I have extra time on my hands. So I'm experimenting, trying different recipes. So that's my go-to quarantine snack right now.
I have been stress baking a little bit in quarantine. So all of my favorite snacks are actually desserts. Peach cobbler has been a constant in my life since we've been locked down. So I think that's me. Oh, and chocolate chip cookies. There's been a lot of that.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll go next, and my peers in the office know this. I love tajin, so I'm doing like oranges with tajin, candy with tajin, any type of food, even my tomatoes and my carrots. So I would have to say that's my favorite snack.
Lupe, have you seen the little pocket-sized bottles of
Oh
tajin?
yeah, they're so cute.
Yes, somebody gave me that so I could take it to work.
Awesome. Awesome.
I'll go
Alrighty.
next.
Oh,
So
yeah, go ahead, Daisha.
I think so. The main thing that I've been eating, I don't know why I've been addicted, but plantains. I'll have one like in the morning, fry it, and have one at night, fry it. I don't know if it's healthy because I'm frying it, but I feel healthy when I eat it. It's better than a bag of hot Cheetos. So I would definitely have to say plantains. I have been tearing those up every single day.
Nice.
It's fruit. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
it's healthy.
It was for, yeah, it was healthy at some point, right?
Yeah.
It started off healthy.
Yeah, it started
know.
out healthy. For me, I'm gonna go with Asia. I'm also on a baking kick and just making homemade food in general right now. I've even made my own homemade waffle mix, homemade pancake mix, homemade everything. So I'm gonna say brownies. Brownies are my favorite. I have the pan that makes the individual brownies, so all the edges are crispy. It's delicious. I think I brought them to work a couple of times for you guys. So brownies, definitely, with a big glass of milk.
I think you made some of those, Suzanne, when I was pregnant. And
yeah,
it was like the light of my day. I remember those.
Sounds so good.
It does. It does. Alrighty. So next question I want to ask all of you, and I know it's something that, yeah, I'm sure it's the same question that, you know, a lot of people are also wondering. What are some challenges that you're facing at home during this quarantine situation? I can go ahead and start. You know, working from home has definitely been interesting. I think one of my biggest challenges is still kind of figuring out that work-life balance from home. Being productive hasn't been the issue at all. But I know that I think the issue has been just me being able to disconnect when I need to disconnect.
Yeah.
And I know that's something that, you know, a lot of people, you know, even our viewers are probably still, you know, trying to figure out, right? So, and it also doesn't help that like your workspace is the same place where you sleep. It's like you wake up and you see your laptop and just everything, and it's like, oh, so that doesn't really help. But yeah, I think that's been one of my biggest challenges, is just still trying to figure out, right, that perfect balance, and, you know, trying to figure out how to best way to disconnect from work when I need to disconnect. So yeah.
I think for me, one of the biggest challenges that I'm facing right now is I have a 2-year-old at home. So it makes it hard. He doesn't understand that I'm in a meeting or that I have to do work, and he wants to play on the keyboard when I'm on the computer and all that. So it's just hard separating myself from him. And luckily, my husband's home as well, but he's also working from home. So we just have to find that balance, like Jose said. It's hard not to work late at night or, you know, wake up before everybody else and work in the morning, but you just have to get things done when you can get them done. What's also been a challenge is, you know, trying to figure out ways that we can create programming for you all, things that are engaging. It's been a challenge, but it's also fun. It's a way that, you know, we haven't had to think before. And, you know, it's just making your brain think on the other side, you know, think from a different angle, different lens. So it's exciting and challenging, but I think it's fun so far. So I think this is definitely a great way to engage with you all. And I'm glad, you know, we're able to do something like this.
I'll go next. I think one of my main challenges is my son. He's a little older, so working from home, I'm still in school as well. One of my classes originally was online. The other one got transferred to being online. So there's still two different dynamics. So that's a little different. But with my son, he can't just go play outside, and he's needy, or he likes Fortnite or TikTok. So it's like when I'm working, he likes to ask to play the game then because he can play it all day. So I need to not only balance my schedule and my time, I need to balance and check in on what he's doing as well, because it's good that he's super quiet so I can work and get my schoolwork done. But it's like, I don't want him playing video games all day. So I have to come up with creative things for him to do to stay occupied that are fun, since he can't play outside, which is what he would do normally. So we've been incorporating a lot of painting. I had tons of canvases and acrylic paints, so that's been great. I know the district of his school has emailed like worksheets for different grade, different student, whatever grade they're in. So that's been a little helpful, but still Fortnite video games. That's still a big one. So I'm trying to, basically be more involved with him to just make sure he's not consistently, playing the game.
A challenge for me, it's been the same as Suzanne, being able to disconnect, and Jose, being able to disconnect. I sit here and I'll think about something, I'll go check the computer, but also it's been a good thing because then now I could get to kind of be more creative. So that's a good thing.
Okay, I'll go next. My challenge is the same thing. I'm a parent and I'm also a student. So I had to make the choice of what was my priority, in what order I wanted things to unfold. So I made the choice to drop one course to alleviate a little bit more of that stress while working full-time from home and dealing with my kids running around during Zoom meetings with my team. But I would have to say that's my biggest challenge, that I had a couple people who told me, hey, wellness, remember self-care, you need to learn how to unplug. It's healthy for you, but it's also healthy for your family and your kids. They won't act out. So I noticed that it's already my first week of practicing a schedule, so I see less tantrums. So I would have to say and the mommy guilt. I get the mommy guilt because I'm on my computer and they're like, you don't love me. Like, yes, I do, but not right now. I have to say that's my biggest challenge.
So for me, it's been challenging working outreach when there's not a lot of outreach we can be doing at the moment, since everyone's supposed to be following CDC guidelines. So it's being creative and figuring out how I can carry out my task in a different format. So that's been very interesting. And up until this week, it feels like we now have the ball rolling and we're implementing different programs that we can continue to do in this new setting. So that's a great relief in that sense. And another challenge I faced during this interesting situation is financially. My household definitely took a hit. So like many other families, we're just learning how to navigate that and being creative and resourceful in what we have to work with. So those are some two challenges that I'm dealing with and currently dealing with. But at the end of the day, one thing that helps me is just remind myself that take it day by day and the rest will all play itself out.
I can go. I'm really missing my extended family. I'm from a really tight-knit family, but most of them live in LA County, and the rules there are even stricter than where I am. And so it's been tough not getting together on the weekends for our family dinners, and not having Easter Sunday dinner I can't remember a year we didn't have Easter dinner together. So after that holiday, it kind of just started to dawn on me that this is really a different world. And so we're doing Zooms and stuff like that, but it's not the same. So I miss them a lot.
Yeah, I want to echo what Asia just said. I think that family connection I definitely am missing that. I'm an only child, and my mom, who's a retired teacher, lives up in Victorville, and she's 72. And I really want to be like careful to protect her. She's immunocompromised, and my wife also is also a single child, and her mom, my mother-in-law, is also up in the Apple Valley in the high desert, and so we haven't been able to be back home. Well, we went once, one of the first weekends, but we haven't been back. And that's been really hard, especially since we're only children. Like the responsibility of just what happens to them is like totally on us. Like we don't have any siblings, not really any like big family really. So that's been tough. Also, like as a queer person, I have what I call my queer family, my LGBT family, my chosen family, so to speak. And community in that regard is really important. And I don't have that right now, unfortunately. Like we've just been doing Zooms and, FaceTime, that kind of thing. But I forget what it means to like be actually physically with somebody, right? Like, luckily I have my wife, and so that's fine. And I mean, not fine, it's fantastic. Like, it's great. Like, I'm really lucky to have her, but yeah, it's a challenge. So I think we're all just finding our new normal, which I know Dr. Schultz, I think in our brown bag the other day, said he didn't like the saying the new normal, which I totally get, because who wants this to be normal, right? Like we want to go back to the way it was, or at least some semblance of the way it was. So yeah, it's a lot.
Alrighty, did everyone go? I think everyone went. Yeah. Okay. So on a lighter note, hopefully it's a lighter note. So what is something that we're looking forward to doing after quarantine? And I know some of you may have already answered that. But I think just for me, like I tell my parents all the time, like I'm just gonna disappear for a month and live out in the woods. Like that's all I want to do. Like I'm very outdoorsy. I miss nature. I mean, yeah, I could technically go on hikes, but it's a huge risk right now. It's not recommended. Even if you're wearing a face mask, right, and you're still social distancing, it's still a high risk. So yeah, I would say I'm just gonna disappear for like a month. I'll be fine, don't worry, but I'll be in the woods somewhere. But that's something I'm just looking forward to, is just getting back out there and exploring nature.
I'll go next. I'm looking forward to a few things. As far as work, I'm excited to go back and just check in with our students, because I know we were a big part of their lives as well as we were to them. Or I don't know. They come in a lot. They needed a lot of help. We were there to help them. We were resources. They were comfortable with us, just as far as getting through this schooling. And I know a lot of them are struggling, just the quarantining and schoolwork and computers, which were issues before when they were on campus. But it's like now that we're quarantined, it's a lot more difficult, and they don't have the resources they need. So just, to keep motivating them, I'm looking forward to that. As well as spending time with my family. My parents, they live in San Diego. It's not too far from where I'm at, but I wouldn't go out there as often. But it's like now that I have to stay indoors, it's like I miss them. I miss being with my family, seeing my parents, and we talk. But I think it's opened my eyes, and it's like things could have been worse. So I want to appreciate my family. Hopefully, have more family time. We've been talking about it. We're gonna have a huge party for everyone's birthday that wasn't able to be celebrated. So it's going to be a good time. And I mainly want to say family.
So I think for me, I've told my husband this, and I think I've told my friends too. It's like, I don't mind being at home, but I just want the option of being able to leave. Right. So I think it's just hard, like not being able to go visit my parents. We would drive, my parents still live in Whittier. We would drive down there at least twice a month, and my mom would come visit every once in a while. And we recently moved into a home. We lived in an apartment for a few years, and we're now in a bigger home with a big backyard, and I want to entertain and I want to have parties, and we can't do any of that right now. So I think that's the one big thing that we're going to do, have a big housewarming party, barbecue, have everybody over, and just, be together.
I'll go next. I really miss our friends and our family, and I miss my children playing with their little cousins and our little friends' kids. Like, I really enjoy that social component. And I really miss going like to the beach, and I miss going to go get ice cream and talking to people and getting to know people. And I also miss the students, like being able to be close to them and build those relationships and talk to colleagues. I think that's one thing I'm really looking forward after this.
Yeah, that white sandy beach at Maricela's background's looking real good. So I was fixing to get on a plane maybe to Tahiti or something. I love to travel, and I don't go as much. We're so spoiled, but I think that's what I think I'm going to plan another big trip or something if I can. But indeed, that the connection with the students. I was a gymnastics coach when I was younger, and then I was a fitness instructor. So always, being able to exchange ideas and teach each other stuff. And I guess we could still do that, virtually, but it's always great to get a pat on the back or to pat somebody on the back, So yeah, that's my thought.
For me, one thing that I look forward to about once COVID-19 passes is being engulfed in a busy schedule. So outreach sometimes has varying hours where sometimes you work evenings, sometimes you work weekends, but I actually miss being overloaded with work, and I also have commitments outside of work, so I'm never home. So now that I'm forced to be home, it actually was nice to be able to do that and almost hit the pause button. But I'm definitely ready to get back to it and just hit the ground running.
Cool. Yeah. So I think everyone answered. Yeah. So I think it's just one of those things like it won't last forever, right? A lot of really great things to look forward to. And also for everyone, and down in the comments, it's just one of those things like we will get through this, right? It's not going to last forever. It stinks in the moment, but we will definitely get through this. So I want to thank all my colleagues for sharing, answering these questions. We are at the 30-minute mark, so I did want to leave some time to answer any questions from the chat.
Yeah, we
Suzanne,
have a couple already.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So what's the first question?
So Jackie is asking, she said, I know some of you all are students. How do you think this academic year is looking for summer? Are you ready for everything to go online with the fast-paced environment with all the challenges we're facing?
Okay, yeah, I can chime in. So if anyone else wants to chime in, definitely please do. I will say, yeah, so it's a lot. There's a lot happening. We're definitely working very hard every single day to just figure all this out, right? Like everyone else. Our goal is to definitely, as a department, like we're open for business. We're gonna have virtual programming, right? Outreach is gonna do its thing. That's definitely the plan. I know this summer we're probably good. Yeah, I could see us planning a lot of fall, right, in summer and still continuing on transitioning everything online. Yeah, so that's still the plan. I just think though, I think it's okay for us to still figure it out, as we're doing everything. Nothing will be perfect, but we're absolutely going to give it our best because we love what we do. And well, I can't speak for everyone, but I'm pretty sure that we all love what we're doing, right? We love engaging with students. We love building that community. And, this is not going to stop us from achieving any of that. So,
I'll jump into, I'm Asia Brown, by the way. I'm the Director of Judicial Affairs. Sorry, I was a little bit late. From the MSJC perspective, I will say that behind the scenes, faculty is working hard every single day to get training almost daily on all of our online environments, from Canvas to anything else, Cranium Cafe, anything else that you are interacting with on your end. We're all getting trained on it. Some of us for the first time, some of us as a continuation. So I think summer is going to be even smoother than this transition was. I think by then your instructors will definitely be in a good groove. From the student perspective, I'm a student at USC. I'm getting my doctorate, and all of my classes there went online too. And I'll say that it was a crazy transition because I didn't sign up for these classes with the online environment in mind. So it was a little bit shocking at first, but I think that I'm getting used to it. And I think that as time goes on, because their summer is also completely online, you just kind of get into the groove and you hang in there and you do what you got to do. So I'm super proud of all of you students for making this quick change, and just know that we're all working as hard as you are to make sure that it's seamless for you.
And if I can just add, so I'm not currently a student right now, but I definitely have absolute empathy for those on my team that are current students and also parents. I think that's a really important distinction. To balance all of those roles is really just, I don't know. I completely honor that experience. I will say that I want to encourage some of the student leaders that we have on right now. I think that was Jackie that was one that asked that question. If it's the same Jackie that I'm familiar with, then I really want to encourage our students to continue to stay involved and use your voice, right? So SGA is still meeting regularly. We still have meetings on Friday. I think I saw our SGA president, Victor Llamas, that was on. We also have the election that's popping up for SGA, which will that election for next year's president. So you know, we want to hear from you. So we're going to keep this going. This will be an ongoing program that we're going to offer. And we really want to allow this space for students to, you know, let us know what they're feeling, thinking, and what they think, you know, the college can continue to do and offer, and also give us, you know, feedback. You know, maybe we need to improve some things. Absolutely. You know, we're always open to that. So.
Cool. So the next question, also from Jackie. She says, also, since a lot of the SLDP and SGA events are canceled, how are you all going to help and support the students that you serve? I know you might have funding. I know you all might have funding. Will there be any mini grants for students?
So I'll touch base on this just a bit. So there's a lot of things happening at the statewide level, and there's a lot of things happening also locally. So at the statewide level, and I'm not going to speak too much into detail because I still need to educate myself, we do know that there has been a huge allocation for higher education in general, but also community colleges. And I know that MSJC is in the process, or will be in the process, of applying for funds at the statewide level in the millions of dollars to basically go to our students directly. We're still figuring that out as a college. We have some of our administrators that are working on that, but it's definitely the plan in terms of getting aid directly to students, right? Financial aid. On the note about our events being canceled, you know, I think Jose, you know, did a great job just now really emphasizing what we're committed to doing. We're going to try this platform out. And we're also going to try some other things out. In fact, in our staff meeting earlier, I joked, I'm like, we're kind of throwing things at the wall to see what will stick and to see what, frankly, you all want to see as students, right? So we're going to get a lot of our direction from you all. So you'll start to see some programming in the next couple of weeks. Summer, we normally, we are kind of dark usually in the summer when students are on campus, but frankly now we're probably not going to be. We're probably going to have some weekly ongoing programming so that y'all feel supported. So I think if anything, we're going to probably be a little busier in the summer than we normally are. So we're going to have to be really careful to protect ourselves and definitely take breaks and take care of ourselves. But yeah, that's our plan right now. And then anybody else that wants to chime in, absolutely.
Yeah, I think our plan is just to still be there for as much as possible for the students. So reach out, tell folks to keep asking us questions, to self-advocate. The help is there, and we don't know that you need it unless you knock on our door or hit us up with an email or reach out like you're doing today and get connected on stuff like this. So hopefully you hear about this stuff. We could snowball these types of events and stay connected, you know, in the virtual world, because we really want to help you every way we can. We're all of us here are anxious to help in any way we can.
Yeah, and just one more thing on that. Now's the time to really get creative and innovative, right? So now more than ever, we really want to hear from all of you. You know, what are things that you want to see, right? What are programs you want to see? What are things that you want to see, you know, see clubs do, right? And so now is the perfect opportunity for all of us to just really work together, student, staff, faculty, you know, and get creative with some really great programming.
If you guys feel free to email us at sldp@msjc.edu if you have any questions, any suggestions, any concerns. We all have access to that email, so we'll answer your questions as soon as we can. But that's the best way to get a hold of us. And I'll type that in the chat box.
I also would like to shine some light to the ICC and SGA. They're working really hard to be very creative in bringing programming to all of you students. So if you have any idea, feel free to contact another student. If you don't feel like, oh, it's too intimidating to talk to the staff right now, we'll talk to another peer or student, and like they'll bring that to us. And we're open to anything, any suggestions.
And if I could plug in the Eagle Access Center, we're now going virtual. So there will be an Eagle Access Center lobby also available. So just like on campus, where if you had any questions, you would walk into the EAC. Now you can do that, but virtually. So wanted to plug that in as well. It's in the works.
If you have younger siblings or folks that you know that are younger than you, for our friends, tell them we're still here for them as well and getting them on board in fall. Okay, if they're coming in fall or even the following spring. And we don't know what any of that's going to look like, but we're still here and going to offer quality education And it's just like ever before. You really need to advocate for yourself, which is a hard turnaround sometimes for high school students. So speak up or do it with a friend or help a friend along, like your younger brothers or sisters or friends that are coming along, help them out.
And Victor Yamas, our SGA president, he typed his email in the chat. So feel free to email him and he can get the message to us also.
And please apply. We need y'all to run for SGA. We need y'all to be ICC reps for your clubs. Like that's honestly what's going to keep, I think, the real feel of MSJC alive in addition to our other programs. So yes, please do that.
I'll put the link to the webpage where all that information is in the chat box.
Cool. Any other questions, Suzanne, or anything viewers want to ask now?
No new questions yet.
Do we want to jump into some of the other questions that we had?
Yeah,
Jose?
we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. I'm scrolling down and looking at my notes here. Let's see. Alrighty. Yeah. So these are some fun questions to ask. So all of you, right? Do you have a favorite music or movie genre? If so, what? Oh, so I'll go first. Duh. So let's see, man. Favorite music? I honestly, I am a top hits kind of person. I kind of just like what's I guess hit now or awesome now or go that's pretty popular right now. When it comes to movies, I'm definitely huge comedy, horror, action fanatic. So like Conjuring movies, so like horror movies, right? Scary movies, thrillers, yeah.
Is this favorite music or movie? What is that the question?
I did both, but you can either or, yeah.
Okay, so I'm a former film studies undergraduate. Like my BA is in film production and film studies, and so I love anything movies and films. In fact, I think we're still aiming to have an SGA watch party as a virtual event. So FYI, be on the lookout for that. But yeah, in terms of favorite genres of films, oh man, like horror movies, comedies, 80s movies, especially like, yeah, anything that was like 80s, 90s, big classics. So yeah, anyway. And 90s R&B. Can't live without my 90s R&B. Oh, Jodeci, Belle Biv DeVoe, Janet Jackson. Oh, good Lord. All right.
Yes.
For me, I think I'm a classic rom-com girly movie kind of person. Definitely love all of those cheesy movies. But I also like classic movies, those black and white movies, the feel-good ones that, those are also kind of corny, but I love those. And then for music, I'm all over the board. I like country music. Garth Brooks is like one of my favorites. I also like John Legend, so a little R&B kind of like that. And then I also like classic rock, so like the Eagles and, all of those 70s bands. So I'm all over the board, but I blame my mom. She always listened to all that kind of stuff when I was growing up. So that's just the kind of stuff that I like.
Cool. So I normally don't ever watch movies or TV or anything like that. It's probably been like 4 months since I feel like I've turned on my TV before this. But right now I'm a total reality TV junkie. I know we're not talking about TV shows, but 90 Day Fiance, all the different housewives. Yeah, I'm definitely feeding into that. And so one of the ways I de-stress is by cleaning. And so I feel like I've turned into my grandma and my mom, and I just blast like Juan Gabriel, Vicente Fernandez, and all those good old ones, Selena, and I just started jamming away. So that's what I've been up to.
I'm with Maya.
I think that's a question.
Yeah, go for it.
But I'll go ahead, Beth, and then we'll jump to that. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, okay, good. No, I'll watch anything. I'll watch just about any movie. I particularly though like the comedies, any kind of really smart comedy and just clever humor. And then music is just like, it warms my heart. Susie, you love classic rock. I'll listen to just about anything except for country music. But I like, Bowie, Led Zeppelin, Clapton. And I like Billie Eilish, I like to see somebody so young and talented, just right. And where does that come from? I used to study music and I was raised playing the piano, but I could not be as prolific as someone like that. So it's God-given, if you will, or just that's their vibe. It just comes through them. Everybody's got something that comes through them, and so that's it. Yeah, the movies, I'll just about watch just about anything. I am, when we talk about TV though, I don't know what it is, but I am just so into RuPaul's Drag Race. And for some reason, I don't know what it is. I have to go catch up and watch all of them and the All-Stars. Yes. And maybe it's the theatrics and God, how do they do that to their face? And of course there's the intrigue, but RuPaul is such a pro and I just love her. And she's so knowledgeable. You can just learn so much from her and about life too, and how to conduct yourself professionally and stuff. So I don't know what it is, but I'm going with it because it helps me at night. I'll go in another room separately of this and then knit or watch that, or maybe do it at the same time. Anyway, what's the question we got?
There's another, just as a note, there's a show on Netflix. I'm not going to officially endorse this, so I'm just putting it out there. It's called AJ and the Queen. And actually, SGA president recommended the show to me. It's a little Lifetime-y, but it's actually really cute. Anyway, if you like RuPaul.
I listened to a podcast about that, so I think I need to look that up and watch it. Yeah. Thanks. Was there a question in the chat, rather, or no?
Not yet. There's a little conversation going on about graduation, so I don't know if any of you guys want to speak on how that came to be.
Yeah, so I can't speak. I'll kind of just repeat what I said at the SGA meeting last week. I will say that definitely students' voices, we want to hear students' voices. I think in general, the decision was made because we didn't want to give false hope, because the reality is we may not be able to gather collectively in a large space for, potentially 6 months to a year. I mean, I've listened, I think in LA County, the mayor there was saying that there may not be, sports or concerts to be available for like another year or so, which, so I know that a lot of folks are disappointed. I mean, I absolutely get it. So I just think the conversation is still happening. We are having a virtual ceremony. I don't think there's any question about that. Whether or not it's postponed and can be included into another ceremony, 6 months to a year to 2 years down the line, I don't know. But I would say keep asking those questions. Definitely, I would say email. There's an email covid19@msjc.edu. The folks that are kind of in charge of our efforts with regard to COVID-19 are monitoring that email. So I encourage you to do that. And you're always welcome. In fact, it's on our agenda tomorrow on SGA. So that's, I think, students' opportunity to have their voice heard under public comments on agenda items in the meeting tomorrow.
I would also encourage you all to be solutions oriented towards it. I know that it's a bummer, it sucks. You don't imagine that your graduation is going to be via a computer screen. But please just recognize that the administration and MSJC in general, we want to make sure you have something celebratory because we want you to have a moment that's really important to us. And so if you have any ideas on how it could be better, or, how we could plan something for the future, or, the answers that you were hoping to hear maybe for what you were feeling in this moment, suggest those things, bring them to our attention, help us help you. Your voice is always what we try to center, but if we don't hear you, we don't know. So please do email the covid19@msjc.edu, attend your SGA meetings, and just, let's be in communication about it.
Yeah, administration's working really hard to make it a special moment. So know that that's, and any suggestions or ideas or voices, you're a voice, and like you just said, we want to hear from you, and you have a voice, so keep it coming.
And I will also add too that it wasn't completely our decision, right? Like, we're beholden to public health officers and, the federal powers that be. And so it wasn't that MSJC just took it off the table unilaterally without, trying to explore every avenue. A lot of it was out of our hands. So just hold that in mind and help us come up with something great.
How about question number 2, Jose? Or maybe that's what you want to end on a happy note and end with that question. I'd like to know what funny things are happening to people recently.
Yeah. Well, before that, any other questions, Suzanne? Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it. Jackie asked another question, but then we answered it. I think we're a little delayed, so that's why.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so yeah, we got to everything, I think.
And we're gonna do this again, right? So this isn't the last time, but yeah, let's end on a better note, or a happy, I should say better note.
Always end on a happy note. Yeah.
Yes. All right. What is everyone doing this weekend? And please, it better be positive and fun, or enjoyable to you.
trying to catch a gopher in my backyard. That's my.
Oh.
I think I have 2.
It's eating your plants and everything.
It's just digging up holes and just it's. I caught 2 already this spring, and they're back now that the rain is. So I don't really like to do it because I'm an animal lover, but I gotta do it. Yeah. So I'm not really looking forward to it, but it's a project. I don't know.
Beth, Tina, and I have a lot of suggestions about that. That's a conversation we have often.
Really?
Yeah.
Email me your hot tips to catching the gophers.
And I want to say that Tina said that even Universal Studios Hollywood had some in there.
And also, I want to add, I was outside pulling up grass. I came and sat on the porch. The gopher went and decided to eat the same area where I was just digging at. So I don't know.
Do you see him pop their head up? It's like it's like
I just walked away. He was not afraid. So
it's like Bill Murray. I know they're nervy little guys. It's just
Bill Murray.
It's like
I feel like Bill Murray in that movie. Yeah.
Groundhog Day.
No. The golf movie. What was it?
Caddyshack.
Oh,
yeah, Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
That's so funny. I have a gopher like in my apartment outside of my window, but there's a cat. It's so cute. The cat is adorable, and he's just creeping. And like one day I just sat there and watched what he was doing, and he was popping in those holes trying to get the gophers. So they don't really bother me because I live in an apartment. It's not like they're digging up my backyard or anything, but there's definitely a cat out here putting in work. So
I've got a Labrador, a chocolate lab in the back. Do you think she could care? She sits there and watches it, but she doesn't do anything. She just kind of, I don't know, maybe it's entertaining. And I'm like, get the critter. And I'm pointing at it. It's like, she's not a hunter. So she likes the birds, but she just, and then, watch the lizards and the turtle and just be outside this weekend, hang out.
Nice. I think I'm gonna start Ozark. I heard is it Ozark?
Oh yes.
I haven't. I've heard great things.
Too stressful.
Finish it all this weekend so we could talk about it.
It's so good.
Yeah, that's what I'm probably gonna do. So.
It's that good, but I can't.
The season 3 finale blew my mind. I was oh my god! You have to watch it.
Let's not give any spoilers because we don't know what kind of schedule people are on. But
yes,
do it. We'll talk about it at the next Hangout. Everybody go review.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds good. That's
Here's
what I'm
some
gonna
homework
do.
for y'all.
Yeah.
I'll go. I have a 3-year-old, and she has been hosting her own Zoom meetings on her pretend computer phone. So, like I'll walk in a room and she's like, "Mommy, be quiet, please. I'm in a meeting." I'm like, "Oh, is that how I sound?" So I'll just be hanging out with her, my other supervisor. And the rest of my family too.
That's adorable.
She's been promoted. She's our assistant to the assistant director.
Yes.
Give her the link to Galaxy.
Right. She's our mascot. She's 3, and then I have an 8-month-old. So they keep me and my husband's hands full all the time. We'll be running around behind them, I'm sure. We have a crawler now, so that's intense.
Yeah.
You're busy.
This weekend, I think I'm gonna enjoy this nice weather. It was rainy all last week, so it's so nice to be able to go outside. And then we have a hammock in the backyard, so laying in the hammock, just enjoying life with my iced tea or whatever I've got. So I'm looking forward to that. And my husband bought my son a pool, so he'll be out there with his little pool. They're out there right now, actually. I can see him from outside the window, playing in the water. So that'll be fun, watching him run around and play outside. So.
Right, I'll share. So I'm gonna be spending time with my children. My mom's birthday was last week, and we were working on an art piece. And unfortunately, I was in a meeting, and my son went and started painting with the black paint. So we're gonna go back and finish her painting so we could mail it. And I'm gonna practice for the TikTok videos. So me and my daughter, we wrote the steps. So we've been practicing like at night right after we eat, because we've been doing a lot of stress eating. So it's gonna be fun. And I got my goddaughter to do it. So hopefully the family becomes part of the video. So we'll see.
Maya, you doing a TikTok for the TikTok challenge?
That's still on my list, and I have time. I'm doing some research. Yeah, whatever it's gonna be, it's probably gonna be 80s related or 80s, 90s. So
Yeah.
Learn your choreo.
we'll see.
Alrighty, I think we all went. So yeah, we're gonna wrap up 601. But I just want to thank my colleagues, my team for being here. Hope we all, it was really fun, had a great time. And I also want to give a shout out to our viewers, SGA, Ariana, Victor, all of you for showing us love, ICC, Jackie, thank you so much for tuning in. And this won't be the last time we do this. So we're hoping our next one we can involve SGA as well. So yeah, thank you all for joining us, and hope you all have a great, wonderful weekend.